Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit. Amen. Be seated, please.
All my ideals, because they seem so absurd and impossible to carry out. Yet I keep them, because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. I simply can't build up my hopes on a foundation consisting of confusion, misery, and death. I see the world gradually being turned into a wilderness. I hear the ever-approaching thunder, which will destroy us too. I can feel the suffering of millions, and yet, if I look up into the heavens, I think it will all come out all right. That this cruelty, too, will end, and that peace and tranquility will return again. In the meantime, I must uphold my ideals, or perhaps the time will come when I shall be able to carry them out.
Honoring one's father and mother, acts of love and kindness, diligent pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, hospitality to strangers, visiting the sick, celebrating with bride and groom, consoling the bereaved, praying with sincerity, making peace where there is strife, and the study of Torah leads to them all.
Thank you.
About the land of Israel. What is the magnetic quality of this atmosphere? The land is a text. Here you are, unless you remember the words of the scripture. It is a land where the Bible is at home. This tiny corner is a spot where the most sublime moment of encounter between God and our people took place, where the most precious visions were born. We must seek to understand Israel reborn in the light of history from the perspective of time. It is a land where not a spot is visible that is not reflection and event and moment. Just to be in the land is a religious experience. It is a country where a full Jewish life can be lived in accordance with tradition and customs, where the Sabbath fills the street, not only the homes where the language is Hebrew. As well as is a prelude and anticipate. This is part of us is also to witness the birth of the land of the Bible. The land was the deaf for nearly 2,000 years. It is now a land that sings.
Thank you. And you can be seated. And be seated. We'll join together.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shema Kavod Melechin
Malkuto.
Moto Le'olam Va'ed.
ומצליח ישוע ונאמנת לחיות ברוך אתה ה' מחיה הכל.
Remind us of the best that is in us.
Praise be the will that gives us power to choose our way.
Help us feel the anguish of the afflicted and oppressed.
Praise be the heart that inspires in us a vision of justice and love.
Make us bring knowledge and skill to help the infirm.
Praise be the power that brings healing to the sick. But David is such a great guy that I can't wait to come back again on a teen tour. Shalom Aleinu, ve'al Yisrael, ve'hibru, amen. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar l'Adonai miYerushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Good, thank you. Leave it right here. It's fine. Baruch Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed.
Adonai, almost say more. Daber el aharon v'amota elav v'adotcha et hanerot el mol panei hamanorah sha'iru shivat hanerot v'yaskein aharon el mol panei hamanorah zahav adireha ad pirha niksa hi kamare asher heira Adonai et Moshe.
Oh, Lali Ashni ala Sefer HaTorah, Ha'aba, Shel Katana Bar Mitzvah, Lev ben Moshe Vesara, Baruch at the top.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu
Asher
b'mitzvot
Bachar
b'shanu.
Banu. Asher Bachar Banu
Mikol
Mikol.
Alamim, Natan Lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Go ahead.
Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Aseh lecha sheteh hatzotzerot kesef. Miksa
When you and your group here got off the airplane a few days ago, you were only a young boy. But as he does the Torah blessings and his reading, he becomes a young man. Yamod, 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 L'Aliyah Shlishit V'Achrona L'Sefer HaTorah, Chatana Bar Mitzvah, Yaakov Ben Lev. Dad, where's the blessings there? The pamphlet? Jacob Baruch.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Utkatem teruah shenit v'nas'u hamachanot chachonim
Teimana.
temanach teruah yitka'u lamas'u Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Okay. You can be seated, Dad. You can be seated.
My bar mitzvah. A special thank you to my dad for making this happen, and to you all for making the trip. I know that this marks a significant milestone in my life as a Jew,
Oh,
and makes it even more special to have all my family celebrating here today. The excerpt of Torah I read today is from the book of Numbers, and a portion called B'Halutcha. It is part of a series of chapters in which God talks to Moses during the decades of the refugees from Egypt wandering the deserts of Sinai. In this part, God tells Moses to have his people create a portable holy place, El Chel Moed, a tent or temporary chapel where the people can come together to thank God for his many gifts, and to think about how to become good people. God's instructions are very specific about what kind of wood and fabric to use, what kind of metal and gemstones, fasteners, and connections, what size the parts should be, and how carefully they should be cut or woven, sculpted or carved or fabricated. Hundreds of details are given about fine craftsmanship and design to use. The Ochel will be a noble and beautiful place. Right here by the basement wall of the ancient Temple Mount, people of Israel in our day have done careful work to make this place special for Jews to come and worship. We show honor by how we dress up in a place we will treat as holy, the same way we dress ourselves up for important occasions. We show honor by how we prepare well and carefully for important celebrations, and how much work we put into our offerings. The sentences that I read speak specifically about how to create the lightning, lamps, trumpet, and trumpets. Lessons that were important 3,000 years ago and still are today. They're vital to human community so we can see and so we can communicate, so we can bring light to our personalities and give voice to what is important about in whatever we do. We should focus on using our own best materials and working carefully to light up the world, bring clarity to confusion, presenting illuminating ideas to any kind of light or light of information during the joyful celebration. We use the light of our spirit to show the way, and the trumpet of the courage to gather people together for good purposes such as this day in Israel. I hope we can all think on this lesson even after we leave Israel. Dad, even though you snore really loud, I still love you and appreciate you for this amazing trip. I appreciate everything you do for me, even if I don't show it. Thank you to Uncle Mark, Aunt Sharon, Aunt Kim, and Uncle Danny for always looking out for me. Thank you to Merle and Bob, Jerry and Jeff and Ann, and Marge for making family events so special, but especially this one. To Drew and Reed, thank you for being a big part of my life. Thanks for helping me put the final touches on my speech and for giving me advice. But don't think that means I'm not going to beat you up after this. I would also like to thank you, David, for showing us around Israel and making this time so special. especially when I go back and use the tips I learned on the graffiti tour at my house. As Grandma would always say, it's so good being together, and thank you all for so much for making this journey with me.
Lots of archaeology from Roman times, but not Romans. But the Jews who were taken away when the temple was destroyed in the year 70, you're going to learn about it when we do the tunnel tour. I want to read just one, the secret of the Jewish people is we're immortal. You know, we're immortal, we don't die. We're here forever. The Jew has made a marvelous fight in this world in all the ages and has done it with his hands tied behind him. He could be vain of himself and be excused for it. The Egyptian, the Babylonian, and the Persian rose, filled the planet with sound and splendor, then faded to dream stuff and passed away. The Greek and the Roman followed and made a vast noise, and they are gone. Other peoples have sprung up and held their torch high for a time, but it burned out, and they sit in twilight now, or have vanished. The Jews saw them all, beat them all, and is now what he always was, exhibiting no decadence, no infirmities of age, no weakening of his parts, no slowing of his energies, no dulling of his alert and aggressive mind. All things are mortal. Jacob, all things die. But the Jew, all others pass, but he remains. What is the secret of his immortality? Adonai vishmerecha, may the Lord bless thee and keep thee. Yaher Adonai panav enecha v'kuneka. May the Lord deal kindly, Jacob, and be gracious to thee. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord bestow his favor upon thee and grant thee peace, as we all say together. Amen.
I wish for all children. I wish for you to be a person of character, strong but tough, gentle but not weak. I wish for you to be righteous, but not self-righteous, honest but not forgiving. Wherever you journey, may your steps be firm, and may you walk in just the path and not be afraid. Whenever you speak, may your words be words of wisdom and friendship. May your hands build and your heart preserve what is good and beautiful in our world. May the voices of the generations of our people move through you, and may the God of our ancestors be your God as well. May you know that there is a people, a rich heritage to you which belong, and from that sacred place you are committed to all the dwelling on the earth. May the stories of our people be upon your heart, and the grace of your Torah dance in your soul.